Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So for today's video I'm going to share some of the insights of the Fighting Cup and one team that I've used for the Fighting Cup in the deck today. So for Fighting Cup it is a very small, limited and stale meta. I'm calling it stale because only the 5 top Pokemons is going to dominate the meta, among which only one is accessible, that's being Shadow Hitmonchan, and the rest 4 being Hakamo and Como. That's very rare. Buzzwole is limited to Go Fest Seattle, and Sneasler you cannot get legitimately. But somehow I have got hold of a Sneasler for Great League, which is really cool, and for that is the reason I call it stale. So it's not that of a good meta. So only accessible Pokemon and good Pokemon for this meta is Hitmonchan, Machamp, Toxicroak, and Heracross over here, and maybe Poliwrath as well. So Toxicroak and Heracross are only two Pokemons that all are having access, and Heracross is also regional as well. So you have to trade it with your friend, just as throw as I did. So you have to build it around this Pokemons over here. If you haven't been got a Buzzwole or a Sneasler, to which in my team I've got a lead of Shadow Hitmonchan, which is a very good pick in this meta because of its attack ratedness and the spamminess from Power Up Punch and Fire Punch. To which I'll be having a safe swap of Throw over here, which I did with my friend. And as you guys can see, this IV spread is horrible, but still I have invested in it. And if you want, you can invest in it as well, but I'm not very much confident on that part. The final Pokemon which is going to be my closer in this meta and this team over here is going to be Sneasler. So Sneasler, though you cannot get legitimately, I did a trade with a very low level account to get it for myself, and it's kind of a decent IV spread as well. So this is the team that I'll be using for the first couple of sets for Fighting Cup, and then I may be trying out a Hakamo once and I'll be sharing the video as well, but ultimately I'll just give up on Fighting Cup because it's so very stale. So without further more delay, let's jump into the battles and check out this team over here. So moving into the first battle, I pick up a lead of Toxicroak. So this is not a great lead because Toxicroak will be resisting these counters over here, but as I've already mentioned, Hitmonchan is so good with his move set of Power Up Punch. That is the reason I'll be banking the I'll be going for the bait move of Power Up Punch, and I got the first shield from my opponent's end, which is really nice. And I'm able to get to the next move, which is going to be a boosted Fire Punch, and I get the knockout for the Toxicroak as well. So now I've managed myself shield and switch advantage over here. So switch. This switch advantage term is not good in this meta because everything is fighting and you don't have any good matchup over here. To which now I'll be going to come back with my Throw over here, because Throw is going to be having access to Zenith Butt, which does super equip damage, and they have their own Surface over here. So for Surface they'll be going for the first Leaf Blade over here, which will knock me out, and now since I barely survived, I'll be immediately safe swapping into my own Sneasler over here. So Sneasler, though being part poison and fighting, it cannot handle a Leaf Blade from that kind of range. So that is the reason I'll be immediately safe swapping. I'll be putting up a shield over here and I'll be going to throw the first Aerial Ace, which will just knock out the Machamp from any health, because that's how squishy the meta is and how small the meta is. But now they'll be coming back with their own Surface, to which I'll be Shadow Clawing it down and getting the win for the first battle. So GG's to my opponent, really well played. Moving into the next matchup, I pick up a lead against Hakamo over here. So this is the Pokemon that I thought I'll be giving a try because it's very interesting, because it's part dragon and fighting. So no other, since there is no fairy and steel over here, so nothing will be getting resisted in this meta apart from Lucario. But since it's part steel, I think some people will barely, no one will barely even use it. To which now I get myself switch over here, to which now they comes back with their own Toxicroak over here. So for Toxicroak, I do have a really great answer, which is my Throw over here, because of this Zenith Butt, which is double super effective and it hits like a absolute chunk over here, because like double super victory is something very very good in this like for Toxic over here, to which now they have got Sneasler in the backline. So Sneasler does not will not appreciate this uh, like with this will not appreciate this Zenith but coming through, because it's such a classic Pokemon and it cannot handle it, to which now, since they're actually running Poison Jab and not uh, Poison Jab and not Shadow Claw, it's not very a good matchup, to which I get the game over here. Moving on to the next matchup, I pick up a lead of Toxicroak once again. So as I've already mentioned, Toxicroak, Hakamo and Heracross is actually the safest lead in this meta, because they'll be resisting all the moves over here and Buzzwole as well. To which now I'll be putting up my first shield, and after building up to a Fire Punch, I'll be beating it with the Power Up Punch. And now from that kind of range, since I'm having a good IV Hitmonchan, I could reach to the next Fire Punch as well, which I think might get the knockout or get the final shield from my opponent's end, which I took, which I really appreciate from my end, because that's the game plan and strategy that I had. And now from this kind of range, I can easily come back with my throw and get the Heart Farm on it. But nevertheless, I'll be taking one move over here, which is going to be the Mud Bomb, which I can easily handle and get the Heart Farm. To which now they swaps out into their own Hitmonchan over here, and for Hitmonchan, it's such a squishy Pokemon in this meta as well, and the Shadow version is more good because of the Shadow bonus damage. That is the reason I'll be using my own Shadow version. So if you are using Hitmonchan, do go for Shadow over here. To which now I let back out with my throw after landing the first body slam, and I'll be coming back with my own Sneasler over here. So Sneasler will be resisting the charge moves of counter, and let's see what they have got in the back line. So if they're coming back with that Toxicroak, I'll be going for the straight Aerial Ace over here after doubling up on my moves. To which now I'll be going for the first Aerial Ace as they come back with their own Como over here. So Como is also a very good pick, to which now they caught like catch an Aerial Ace onto their next Toxicroak as well, to which now they have to go for the farm down, but they did not, which ends up costing them the game, because they have to throw over here in this scenario, which is going to be a Dragon Claw. And now from this kind of range, my throw is kind of healthy, which can withstand some of the Dragon Claws, Dragon Tails rather, and get the win with Zenith Butt as well. So good game from my opponent's end. Moving into the next matchup, I pick up a lead against Hakamo once again. So with Hakamo, I'm not in a very good situation right now, because Hakamo might not shield the first Power Up Punch, but they do, which is going to be really great for me in the end game, because shield advantage is really good in the end game for this meta, because now from this kind of range I'll be able to get to the next Fire Punch, but I thought of not getting to it. That is the reason I'll be going for the Power Up Punch, which is even better. Yeah, like even worse, because now they'll be going for the Dragon Claw, which will definitely get the knockout. And from this kind of range, I can easily come back with my Sneasler and get some bit of extra chip, like extra energy. And now they comes back with their throw, to which now I'll be safe swapping into my throw, and they have got a Hisuian Sneasler over here, which is also part fighting and poison, to which they'll be taking double super damage with my own Zenith Butt over here. I'll be saving up, like putting up a shield on the Aerial Ace, and I'll be going for the Heart Farm. So that is the reason I'll be doubling up on my own body slams over here. And from this kind of range, they cannot farm me down. They cannot farm me down from this kind of range, because Zenith Butt is such a crappy move, and throw is a bit of tanky as well, though being fighter. To which now they have to throw over here, and I survive one body slam with my Sneasler over here. That is the reason I'll be letting it go, and I don't have any shields as well. And now I get to the next Aerial Ace, which will eventually get the knockout for this throw and get me the win for the fourth battle here as well. So GG's to my opponent, well played. Moving into the next battle, which is going to be the final battle of the video and the set. And moving into a Toxicroak lead once again. So I somehow lose CMP over here, which I think is not the case, because Shadow Hitmonchan is much attack weighted than Toxic Rogue. That is the reason I'll be going for the bait once again, since I shielded up the first uh, like Mud Bomb. I thought they'll be shielding up, which in case they did, and I will be going for the Fire Punch. So Fire Punch will be neutral this time, but since I'm boosted, I again get the final shield from my opponent's end, which is really good. And now from this kind of range, I'll be eventually coming back with my throw and get the heart farm onto this Toxic Rogue. So this strategy is working out for me very well, because I'll be getting shield advantage for my backline, to which now they comes back with their Machamp. So Machamp is such a squishy Pokemon that resisted Shadow Machamp rather is such squishy that resisted Body Slam will do a ton of damage. And now from this kind of range, they'll be letting the they have to dump their energy over here, to which they go for the cross charge, and this puts me in a complete great farm down range for my own Sneasel over here, and they comes back with their Poliwrath. So Poliwrath is also a good option for this cup as well, but since they went for like after 5 mud shots, so that's going to be Ice Punch, which I can easily handle, and I'll be going for the next back-to-back Aerial Ace. So Aerial Ace, though a crappy move, but since everything is fighting, so that will be hitting for super acute damage, and I'll be getting a bit of extra farm as well, and they comes back with their own Machamp. So Machamp, though very attack heavy, it does not get win CIP tie against Sneasler as well. And that will be all for this game, and getting the win for the 5th battle here also. So with this team, I'll not resist you guys any team, because everything in this meta is such a stale Pokemon. So that is the reason I'll not resist any team over here. But that is the team that I used. So if you can use as well, so if you're using, do let me know how it is working out for you, and mention down below in the comments as well. So that will be all for this video and this set. And if you're liking the content, do share, like and comment to it, and subscribe as well. And that will be all for this video. See you again in the next one. Till then, peace.